Gage is starting drama? What, with me? What's Gage's problem with me?
Topologic Gumblar Dragon may as well be.
This is not Gage. This is Blade. What? Yeah. Do you not know the difference between Gage and Blade? Hold on, we'll watch that afterwards.
Coming banlist might have
Be one of, if not the most absurd Link monsters ever printed. And that's saying a lot because Link monsters are pretty dumb. We've seen Link monsters like Firewall Dragon, a card that infinitely allows you to spam bodies to.
This card is so fucking bad. It's actually insane. This card, this is like, if I made a top 10 most overrated cards chat, I'm talking about in all of Yu-Gi-Oh history, Gumblar would 100% be in like the top 3. It's insane how many people think like this is the greatest Link monster. It's the greatest card ever. It's so broken. You have to put 4 monsters into it to summon it. 4 monsters. And then in addition to that, you also have to discard 2 of your own cards. You don't get to pick the card your opponent discards. And you also have to summon an additional monster. I believe you have to special summon it, right? That's a total of, by my count, 7 cards. I invest 7 cards to discard 2. Is that worth it? I mean, Delinquent Duel is just a 1 card to discard 2. I don't know, man. Activate 1 card or use 7. I think I'd rather just use 1 card instead of using 7. That doesn't matter when every deck generates insane advantage. Well, now you just realize why Yu-Gi-Oh's bad. Yeah, that's a fundamental problem. But in a vacuum, what's the word I'm looking for, chat? I insert. What's the word when you put something into evidence, chat? What's that word? When the lawyer is like, I blink this into evidence. Yu-Gi-Oh isn't played in a vacuum. You're not played in a vacuum. Introduce. I introduce that Topologic Gumblar Dragon in a vacuum sucks. Card is trash. That card actually discarded 4. I mean, that would mean the turn player would have to discard 4 cards as well. Or not the let's just say the Gumblar controller. If Gumblar is bad, why did it get banned in both regions? Let me think of a bad card that got banned in both regions. You mean by today? Let me think. God, I need to pick one of those like tuners. I infirm time seal. GG no re. All right, so is time seal broken then? Because that's banned in both. That's actually still banned in both regions. I mean, other than to Big Pimpin', like yeah, he's the only person who thinks time seal is like for some reason broken. I think it was broken back. It wasn't. It actually, if you want to know, time seal wasn't. There was never a point that's actually one of the biggest fallacies like ever. There was never a point where time seal was broken, chat. Go look at the first YCS ever. No one played time seal. Why? Because it wasn't even good then. Time seal's never been good. Jet Synchro, is that card banned in the OCG? I think it's still limited. I think it's still playable.
We've seen cards like Nightmare Goblin that just gives you
now this card actually is good.
Free normal summons and free draws. But arguably the most powerful Link monster, in my opinion,
What? How is this actually a coherent argument? I'm sorry, chat. Is there anyone other than Blade that thinks this is the most powerful Link monster ever? Like, what?
Topologic Gumblar Dragon.
No, this isn't even like a legit argument. The most powerful Link monster ever is Firewall Dragon. That's not even like, we had this discussion before. Dual logs? This isn't even a debate. This is stupid. Like, I'm actually just not gonna watch this video.
Dragon. And if you're wondering
who the fuck thinks that Topologic Gumblar is even in the same realm as which card lets you win in your first turn, chat? Like, which card literally lets you win turn 0? Seriously. And I'm not just saying that FTKs are the be-all, end-all. Firewall Dragon has so many applications outside of FTKing. Like, what? Gumblar? No, it doesn't. It just discards. If you discard 2 out of my hand and don't do anything, like, I'm just gonna win. Like, you think Dragon Link can't beat you with 4 cards? They combo with, like, 2.
Why? Let's go over its
It's
effect.
not the most powerful, but the most. No, it's not either. It is not like Firewall Dragon is the answer for everyone. For like busted, best, broken, like whatever hyperbole you want to use, like the answer is Firewall Dragon. Unless you're I guess prefacing by saying like not Link 4 or something like that.
That requires 2+
Summon
effect
Sorcerer
monsters.
#2.
It has 3,000.
Hot take: Summon Sorcerer can be unbanned. I don't want to drop my microphone because that's just dumb, but metaphorical might drop. Hot take, chat: Summon Sorcerer can be unbanned.
Attack, and it has the following
Shut
effect.
the
If
fuck
another
up.
monster is special summoned to a zone, a Link monster
That's
points.
just. I mean, what are you? All right. What are you making? What are you making with it, other than access code, which is already easy as fuck to make, anyways? Tell me how it's broken and don't use the word access code. I'll wait. King of bad takes, Appaloosa only sells it thinks that card's been worth.
Of this monster's on the field, discard
Have you
1
read
or
Appa-
2.
Ooh, I'm so press 1 if you're so afraid of a 2 material Appaloosa. Ooh, I'm so afraid of a 2 material Appaloosa. I'm so afraid of a 2 material Appaloosa.
Then your opponent discards the same
Okay.
number. During
I
your
think
main
Link
phase,
Karibo
this
is
card is
also a
extra
problem with
linked and your
Gumblar.
opponent has at least 1
For Gokis, yeah.
card in their hand. You can make your opponent discard 1 or 2 cards, whichever is higher. Then, if they have no more cards in their hand, inflict 3,000
the
damage
music.
to
I like
them.
how this video is
You can
presented. I
only
just
use
don't like the
1
character.
Topologic Gumblar effect per turn, and only once that turn. If you couldn't tell, this card destroys the hand. Similarly to the other line of Topologics, we see cards like Topologic Bomber Dragon, a card aimed to destroy the main monster zone. We've seen Topologic Trisbana aimed to destroy the spell and trap zone, but in this case it'd be Banish. We've seen Topologic Zeraboros, a card
field.
that destroys the entire board by banishing it all. But if that wasn't enough, we even got a Topologic monster that aims to target the hand. And at first you
Wait a minute. I didn't even think about that, chat. Does that mean the cover card of shit, what's our new set? Burst of Destiny? Does that mean the cover card is gonna banish the graveyard? Does that mean it's gonna banish like your opponent's entire grave? Because the cover card looks like a Topologic monster, and I didn't realize like each effect was going after a different, I guess, area of the game. What else is destroy the deck? I mean, yeah, what else is there? Extra. Oh, Pog! Yo, press 1 if the new Topologic just destroys your opponent's entire extra deck. It sends every card to the graveyard. It banishes every card. Even better, Pog! It banishes every card of your opponent's extra deck. Pog. Hey, I didn't think about extra deck. I
think
just
to
thought
yourself,
graveyard.
oh, they're gonna put a ton of restrictions on it. No way they'd allow such.
Gumblar is busted if you are the one using Gumblar. Can pay the cost for free. Well, so in the OCG they banned the main culprit of that was Divine Sword Phoenix Blade, but they banned that in the OCG, but it's still legal in the TCG. So I don't know.
Broken
I want to
Link
get into
monster
that
to
argument
exist.
again.
It's not restrictive enough. It requires 2+ effect monsters, the same requirement as a card like Access Code Talker.
Or Firewall
Let's put this
Dragon.
in context. A card like Confiscation is a card that looks at your opponent's hand, chooses one, and shuffles it into the deck. And that card is
I know that talking into the mic is not funny, but this is just the boomer in me. That's not what confiscation does. That's forceful sentry, you zoomer. That's actually not what confiscation does. That's forceful sentry, sir.
2+ effect monsters, the same requirement as a card like Access Code Talker. Let's put this in context.
Press 1 if CapG is molding right now. That's actually not. That's in real talk though. That's not what confiscation does. That's forceful sentry.
A card like
That equals
Confiscation is a card that
This
looks
shit's
at your
so
opponent's
funny.
hand, chooses one, and shuffles it into the deck.
Incorrect, sir. You, Professor CapG, sentences you to 5 years in detention. Not 5 hours, not 5 days. 5 years. You will not graduate this class until you do those 5 years.
And that
Comparing
card is
discard-
banned.
Hey. We got high standards in this curriculum. You know what I mean? This is why we make history videos, chat, so that the young people of Yu-Gi-Oh can learn their Yu-Gi-Oh history. You're kind of cute. Anyways, yeah, you guys always have to show the worst pictures of me. That's why I can't wait until I look beautiful, chat. So you guys will know me at my most beautifulness.
Card like TopoLogic Gumblar Dragon, while maybe not being able to rip a specific card, it discards 1 or 2 random cards. I mean, the ability to abuse this card is so easy to accomplish, especially because you can only use 1 effect per turn and only once that turn, but that doesn't mean you can't do it on your opponent's turn. Gumblar inherently is a very poorly designed Yu-Gi-Oh card because it's able to be so...
Shit, you should have seen the anime version. People need to realize this, chat. The anime version's even better.
Easily abused. Before we continue,
you're only a real one if you know that, by the way. Yes, I did watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Brains.
Sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy what you see, and also
you're
make sure
like
to hit
pimpin'.
that notification bell to stay up to date for when future videos come out. My Discord.
This is just a side note. I'm kind of loving this pink. Kind of digging this pink.
Is also
I might need to work that into my
if
videos.
you'd like to join
Revolver's still lost.
Finally, if you'd like to see me live stream on Twitch, make sure to follow my
Twitch. Chat, this is another point. If Gumblar is so broken, how come Revolver Gumblar Playmaker and Playmaker still won? Like, just do what fucking Playmaker did. Like, I feel like if you lose the Gumblar, you're just bad. Like, just do what he did. Whatever Playmaker did, just fucking do that.
With that, let's continue. Some examples are cards as easy as Link Karibo. When you look at TopoLogic Gumblar Dragon in terms of the decks it was used in, like, let's say Goki. Goki could spam the board quite easily with cards like Isolde and all your Gokis floating along with Goki Rematch. So let's say, for example, you summon Isolde, you summon the level 1 Goki from your deck, Octostretch. Octostretch is going to be turned into Link Karibo. Then you search Rematch. Rematch back 2 Gokis, including the Octostretch. You can link 3 of the 4 bodies, not including Octostretch, into a Gumblar. Then you can summon a monster to the Link Arrow Gumblar points to. Gumblar is going to trigger ripping 2 cards out of your hand.
I'm going to fast forward because everybody knows this.
Then it's no problem if you're spending some of them to destroy your opponent's hand. I mean, this mass use of effects and gain a ton of resources. If you're gaining a ton of resources, then it's no problem if you're spending some of them to destroy your opponent's hand. I mean, this is just ridiculously strong. So clearly we can see that Gumblar is flawed for both being easily accessible, but also...
Chat, I'm going to ask this question in a vacuum. If we brought back TopoLogic Gumblar Dragon right now in this format, is Goki a meta deck? Yes or no? Is Goki a meta deck? We're bringing TopoLogic, not about like Dragon Link or anything like that. Is Gumblar or is Goki a meta deck? Because all of his arguments are connecting to Goki, which is fine, but like Goki's not good anymore. Not without Firewall. Oh no, yeah. Under no circumstance. I mean, Firewall's like they errated it.
Oh, Leave, have you forgotten that the amazing power of money can do anything?
What's up, Rye?
Money makes life happy.
Hope the stream's doing well, Cap. Sup mods, hope you guys are doing well. Also, were you able to counter the second strike?
Thank you very much, Ryla guys, for the donation. No, I was not, because we did not try. Ryla guys is the new Fedora. No. Right, don't worry. As long as we don't get the third strike, we're not gonna have a problem, guys. I assume that they'll eventually fall off, just like people who think that Gumblar is good. Code Talkers might be meta though, because they can play Firewall and Gumblar. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I guess I mean, but does that deck have the hand? Like, I've never really seen that deck do what it wants to do, Jabril. Does that deck have the resources basically to Gumblar somebody twice? Because, I mean, I know the deck U-links or whatever, like they extra link, but do they still have like the resources to continue, you know, and can they summon during the opponent's turn?
Not restrictive enough. And this card was released in 2018. That was so long ago. They don't have a hand after the combo. Like,
because I mean, like you still have to have 2 cards during your opponent's turn to like Gumblar, like, because no, like Gumblar on your opponent once is just not gonna do, like, unless your board is like stacked with like 4 negations, you know what I mean?
I just can't fathom how a card like this was ever printed. It gives me Vietnam flashbacks. I don't even think the TCG got it as bad as the OCG did, because the OCG had full power Dragon Link with Gumblar legal. Think about it like this, right? In the OCG, you do your Garg Dragon combo with the Rockets. You'd summon Gumblar, you'd rip 4 cards out of your opponent's hand, you also rip another one with Levianeer, you have a Savage negate, and because why not, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend would be on field because the Guard Dragons give you so many free resources. You can even end Heradic.
I would refute. I get what Blade is saying, but I would refute that point with didn't Gumblar chat last like a full year after we banned it in the OCG? I mean, wait a minute, hold on. No, I'm not even gonna refute his point. I'm just gonna destroy it. Chat, why is Gumblar not good in the OCG? Like, why did it last like a full year afterwards? It's not even complicated. It's 2 words. I'll give you guys a hint. One of the words is max. One of the words is max. Can anyone tell me what the other word is? Gumblar my hand for 4, but let me draw 28 cards off max C. Who's gonna win, chat? The player who Gumblars for 4, or the player who draws 28 cards because you summon like 30 times and I drew like 18. You know what I mean? Like Gumblar, like to be honest, I'm really surprised that Gumblar's even banned in the OCG. Like if you max C, I'm gonna draw like 15 cards, bro. Like discarding discarding a few. But I mean, I would imagine that's why Gumblar lasted so much longer in the OCG, is because like they have max C, and who cares if you discard 2 if I draw like 10?
On board as well.
Gumblar greater than max C, and the OCG confirms.
Bear in mind that you did all of this while max C was in the format.
Oh, so he is acknowledging max C. All right.
So clearly,
I honestly thought that he just didn't think about max C. Okay.
There is a reason Gumblar needed to get banned. And if the OCG shows us anything, I mean, the OCG is a place where so many cards you couldn't expect to be legal are legal. Fairy Tail Snow is legal just as an example, and that
should be legal.
Card was banned on the same ban list as Gumblar. That card is legal and Gumblar is banned. That is how powerful of a card Gumblar truly is. And I mean, there have been decks that existed only because Gumblar exists. For example, Dark Warrior Link was a deck revolved around at one point using his Solde to get access to Dark Law and Gumblar, being able to rip 4 cards out of your opponent's hand with Gumblar, and then rip an additional one with Dark Law, plus you're just banishing all their resources that they discard anyways. So yeah.
Wasn't Gumblar banned in the OCG when Crossout Designator came out there? I don't know what time Crossout Designator came out in the OCG, but it wouldn't surprise me if right about the time. Although I think it was also close to like I think Dangers has something to do with it too. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chad. I think
has
Dangers has something to
created
do
decks
with
in
it
of
too.
itself just because of how powerful it truly is. And I mean, any deck can abuse it just as long as you can discard the appropriate cost. And in Yu-Gi-Oh, there are so many cards that can give you free resources. Now, the matter of the fact is those resources typically need to do something relevant. But if you have Gumblar, those resources don't even need to be relevant in of themselves. They just need to be resources that exist to take away.
To take out. Okay, that's a good argument. He's saying that the cards in your hand don't actually have to do anything. Them just existing in your hand is fodder for Gumblar to essentially hurt your, what's it called? Okay, I still just don't agree with the argument, Chad. I still just, I don't know. I think Gumblar is one of the most overrated cards in Yu-Gi-Oh history. Like everyone thinks that Topologic Gumblar Dragon is like the big bad boogeyman, and I don't know. I mean, we went into this argument before, Chad. Hit Halifabrax, hit Isold, and hit, what was the third card that I said, Chad? It used to be 3 specific Link monsters that I said if you banned all of them, Gumblar Dragon would like never be a problem. And I stand by that. What about Trish? You mean Synchro Trish? Do I think that's a problem? No. Gumblar literally ruined a whole year of Yu-Gi-Oh. No, it didn't, Jabril. Firewall ruined an entire year of Yu-Gi-Oh. Gumblar didn't ruin a year of Yu-Gi-Oh. Firewall did. Like, I don't think Gumblar in a vacuum could like ruin Yu-Gi-Oh. Firewall Dragon did. Alpi, wasn't Trish banned slash limited a few times? Yes, Trish. Yeah, it has. But how does that Pegasus? How does that relate to Gum? I'm not seeing like the correlation between Gumlar and Trishula. Yeah, I'm not seeing the correlation. To answer your question directly, though, the answer to that would be yes. Trishula has been banned, limited. I don't think it's been banned multiple times, but it has been banned, and it's definitely been limited.
Makes life happy.
Don't they both facilitate hand loop problems? Yeah, under certain situations, right? Yes. Usually with Trishula, you needed higher numbers, but Trishula mainly only facilitated hand loops when you could put it back in your extra deck, which was done with Brionic. Because usually you would think, you know, you can only summon 3 Trishulas, so you can only take 3 cards out of your opponent's hand. But like Trishula can only facilitate a hand loop if you can somehow put it back into your extra deck. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're only going to get a maximum of 3 cards because it can only take what's it called. Did you see the Susu drama? He might get banned for 2 to 3 years. What the kappa? I was about to buy a card from Susu. No cap, as the kids say. Susu has drama. Dude, it better not involve me. I'm like, you guys are bringing up drama. Like, how does any of this drama involve? No, what's going on with Susu? Why would he get banned? Unless he says he's gonna beat somebody up. That does sound like a Susu thing to do, chat. Is he single? What? His girlfriend's literally on the channel with him. I don't think he's single. Otherwise, if he's single, then it's not head-to-head battles. It's just head battle. Yeah, it's just head battle. Goalpost? Don't make a goalpost. Not alert. What are they called? What is it called when you command?